MCHOSE has been releasing a lot of amazing budget magnetic keyboards, but this one might be the best for you. Let's go and check it out. Very nice and secured packaging. All of that you will be needing will come with the box. Even a matching collar Type-C cable, braided, very high quality. But yeah, first impressions on the keyboard, I really like the layout. They made an 80% this time, which I think many will like. Even has a knob and these extra buttons that we're gonna be checking out more later. But yeah, I got the rose red variation, but you can also get it in white or black. I think all of them look very nice and clean. There will definitely be one for your setup. But yeah, it does feel very high quality. It does have some weight even though it's only made out of plastic, but there is some metal parts like this aluminum plate over here, which I think gives the keyboard a better look and personality. It also makes it feel higher quality. I mean, it is aluminum. Now for those curious on the weight, here it is. It does come in around 1049 grams on my scale. Pretty good weight, does give it a high quality feel. Now moving on to the keycaps. These should be double shot PBT see-through keycaps. As you can see, high quality, no problems with that. Now for the switches, you can get these in you have two options. These are the Apollo magnetic switch I got here, but you can also get it in lightning magnetic switches, this keyboard. I unfortunately haven't tried the lightning magnetic switches yet, so I can't really say much about it or compare this. But from the specs, it does have a more longer travel, or pretty common in closed bottom magnetic switches actually, the 3.4 millimeters. But these guys only have 3 millimeters, which I'm not gonna is not really a big deal for me. I have no problems. 3 millimeters is more than enough. I don't really set my keys higher than 3 millimeters. But yeah, very minimal wiggle wobble. I already gave you guys a little sound test earlier with the extra switches. They do sound okay, but I can hear a little bit more, like very little rattle compared to something like the Kale Gods that I've tested from their other keyboards. Well, I doubt many will hear it. Let's go ahead and find out. Here's a little sound test with the switches and the keycaps on. Now, I think that sounds pretty decent. I have no problems with it, especially for the price of this keyboard. It is clacky, if I describe it. And I don't know what to call it, but these guys, keyboards with open sides where you can see the switches, they kind of have their own sound profile. They sound different compared to those closed side keyboards. And it's not a bad thing. Some might prefer that sound and look. They call it the floating design. So yeah, if you like that, you'll like these. Anyways, you can definitely hear and tell they made a lot of efforts in making this keyboard sound good. Just look at all of the layers. But one thing I'd comment about is their stabilizers. They're not really like rattly, but it might also just be the switches. But I've heard their other stabilizers and this kind of sounds a bit different. I don't know if you can see through the camera, but there is some lube there. You can also see the efforts here. But okay, now let's go ahead and talk about the performance. Of course, this is a magnetic keyboard, adjustable actuation points, rapid trigger. It apparently has an accuracy of 0.001 millimeters, so it is lower than their before 0.005 millimeters. But it says here on the graph that accuracy 0.001 millimeters is only for the Apollo magnetic switches, because on the lightning magnetic switches it's 0.005, but not really a big deal, not gonna lie. It's so little, you gotta understand how little that difference is. 0.005 millimeters is already overkill, but yeah. Now for the scanning rate, it apparently has 256,000, but that is for the Apollo magnetic switches or esports variation. But if you get the advanced variation with the lightning magnetic switches, it's only, it's already crazy, 128,000 hertz. But yeah, both of them have 8000 Hz polling rate, very fast and responsive, that we're gonna be checking out more in the Keyboard Inspector app and my latency testing tool OSLTTCS. They also have a new feature called Rapid Trigger Smart, but that is only for the esports version with the polo magnetic switches, or at least according to this graph. Now I might be wrong, but I think Rapid Trigger Smart is just optimization for the rapid trigger, so if it's too sensitive it will make it more stable and stuff. But yeah, we're gonna be checking that out more, that feature, in the web-based software, along with its Rappy Snappy SOCD DKS multiple key, pretty much all of the features you will be needing. And for these buttons up here, this is apparently for profile switching. So G1 is for one key desktop switch, which is customizable, so if you want one for typing or maybe also for a different game, you can do that here. And then RT, it will switch to the rapid trigger profile, which is very sensitive, I'm guessing. And then yeah, this one is for adjusting the lighting, the brightness, and of course we have the knob for the volume and muting. But yeah, let's go and check out its RGB. Pretty bright K logo over here, and see-through keycaps, you can see it. Pretty decent and vibrant RGB as well, and because of the floating design you can also see the RGB from the sides. I don't really have any problems with the RGB. As you can see, we can adjust the brightness here, and that seems to be the max. Let's go ahead and check it out more and its other effects on the software. But okay, I have the website where you can buy this keyboard from. It will be first link in the description, and then to access the software just go support MCHOSE Hub. Scroll down, we're gonna access the web software, and yeah, that's how easy it is. Enter, connect the Mix87, wait for it to load, and here we are. First, we're greeted with the name of the device, where we can also access the manual over here, and then we can also create, import different profiles, rename, nice and easy. And then we can change the lighting settings, the RGB, we already have it on the max brightness, and it is again pretty bright already and vibrant. We do have some reactive ones as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I'm gonna keep mine on Flower Dance. I like how colorful it is. But yeah, we can also change the logo here. It is the K. It's currently on neon, which I think is the best, but of course we can also customize it with just a single color. You can also make it breathing or just totally close it off if you don't like it. But you're pretty happy with my RGB settings here. I'm pretty sure there is also a music follow one, but I think you will have to download the software, yeah, so not the web-based one. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the lighting tab. We're gonna go to trigger settings next. We do have custom, beginner configuration, FPS, and extreme configuration. I do like setting my own custom mode, and I'm not gonna go into too much details on my reasons why I do set these settings. I already made a separate video about that. But yeah, as you can see, we can go down to as low as 0.1 millimeters for the actuations or activation stroke. And then as you can see, we also have rapid trigger on very sensitive settings, 0.001 millimeters. You can get to like very low and very accurate, precise millimeters here if you turn on berserk mode over here on the performance that I'm gonna show you later. But yeah, I don't really have any dead zone, even though yeah, these are pretty sensitive, too sensitive. If you do experience any accidental activations or deactivations, you can go ahead and turn on dead zone. Then, yeah, you can also do these other stuff. It is very easy to customize. Anyways, that's gonna be it for the trigger settings. Now to key remapping, pretty straightforward. We can remap, set some macros here. We do have a lot of things you can remap here, even the FN layer, Mac layer, FN3 layer. Then next, moving on to the advanced keys, pretty much all of the features you will be needing is gonna be over here. We do have SOCD set for my A and D already, very customizable as you can see. But yeah, we also have Rappy Snappy, DKS, Mod Tap, and Toggle Key. That is more than enough. Again, all of that you will be needing is here. And then for the performance tab, we can change the polling rate. I have mine on 8000 Hz. We also have key repetition optimization here, which will improve the key repeat performance. So if you press a key a lot, I'm guessing. And we also have Berserk Mode 2.0, where we can now go 0.001 millimeters. Not gonna lie, you're probably not gonna notice any difference with any of these. But yeah, of course, if you want the best of the best of the best, even though you won't notice it, go for the lowest here, 0.001 millimeters. Then we also have, let me actually hide this so you can see. But yeah, we also have stability mode. So if you're experiencing any accidental activations, deactivations, double clicking, especially if you're going to be using these 0.001 millimeters, you can turn this on, which will help, of course, stabilize the keys, and you don't need to add any more dead zone, which is nice. But of course, turning this on can add a little bit of dead zone, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it prevents accidental activations and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, we also have Win Key Lock, switch to Mac mode, adaptive dynamic calibration. I do turn this on, so it's like automatic calibration, which is nice. Then we have the Rapid Trigger Smart here. I have mine on 5. From my understanding reading this, if we want the best performance, we should turn this to like 1 or the lowest possible, as you can see over here. But yeah, I'm gonna keep mine on extreme and also for the testing. But yeah, lastly, we have others where we can update the firmware. Yeah, I do recommend doing this first thing if you get your keyboard, because it can reset all of your settings settings, and you don't want to set the rapid trigger, all that stuff again. So yeah, just make sure you do this first. We can also factory reset here, and yeah, that's pretty much it. When I updated the keyboard, by the way, I didn't have to download anything, which I really like. It's more convenient that way. But yeah, for those interested on the keyboard inspector results, here you go. We did set this to 8000 Hz polling rate as you saw earlier. So yeah, here you go. For those that wants to see, as you can see, 8000 Hz polling rate, very accurate, no problems with that. Now let's go and test this out more with my latency testing tool, OSL TTCS. Now I already made a video explaining how this latency testing tool works, but what it pretty much does is it measures the time between when the keycap comes into contact and when the computer actually receives that signal. So let's go ahead and get this. And here are the results. Whoa, 1.007 milliseconds. Very responsive. That does beat a lot of other magnetic keyboards. The MX87 is also better or close to other keyboards that are double, triple the price of the MX87, which is amazing. But you're not gonna lie, you're probably not gonna notice any difference when comparing this magnetic keyboard to the top magnetic keyboard in this list, because you gotta understand how low that millisecond difference is. But yeah, for those interested on the results, here you go. Now I want to give a little disclaimer that these results can still vary. There can be factors that can alter the results, but these should still be very accurate results. Anyways, let's go and test this out more in game.
Spike down mid.
Idiots.
How do you get?
Up.
Yeah. Up.
Killed them.
Up B.
Where the frick is the spike?
I got the spike.
One enemy remaining.
My ult's
Oi!
ready. Spike planted. Time to jump. I'll handle this.
I'm going garage.
I know exactly where you are.
Alright, after the second one, UTP.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
One love, backside and love.
I'm back.
Okay, I flashed it to one guy. One more.
Miss me.
Take gun, bro.
One enemy remaining.
Mark, we got a flying though.
Too easy.
I mean, you have a TP. I don't. Okay, never mind.
One enemy remaining.
Alright, okay. Bait for something.
Oh! Ready.
One chamber.
Could be right side, bro. Oh,
It's
what
mine.
a cross.
Begins.
Up in.
Bouncing in low. Yeah, Xing swinging.
Get out of my way!
Shit, no one's holding this for me.
Oh, defusing.
One enemy remaining.
Right side. Nice.
Nice.
Over here.
I'm not gonna ult.
Wait, can you give me the spike? Give me the spike.
Yeah.
Give me the spike.
Fine. Get the bomb down.
Time to jump.
Yellow.
One
Okay, yellow.
remaining.
Nice.
My ult's ready.
Probably side, right?
Yeah, I have turret for bomb.
Now flat. Really.
What?
Don't
That's
bother.
spike.
Spike down mid.
What we adding? Yeah.
But
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
He's looking at Sage. Close right.
Time to jump.
Close left for you.
Teleport.
Last player standing.
Up, he's up.
Your biggest mistake was that.
So after playing and testing with the MCHOSE MX87, here's my experience so far. Now as you saw from my gameplay in Radiant/Immortal ranked lobbies, it didn't hold me back when I was gaming. You also saw the latency test. It was very responsive. As soon as you press the keys and release it, it does actuate and deactivate immediately. The switches are also pretty decent, pretty stable. All of the features work like SOCD, no problems, no issues with it. I also didn't really encounter any double clickings on the spacebar, which is nice, especially when typing. You don't have to have a separate profile, but not gonna lie, lie, I wouldn't mind switching between profiles with this keyboard because of how easy it is with these buttons here, which is definitely a nice feature. But yeah, the no double clicking spacebar and the quick button profile switch over here definitely makes the keyboard not only good for gaming but also for daily use like typing, productivity, as well as the layout. Like all of the keys you will be needing is over here, even a knob, which is amazing. I also really like typing with the keyboard. As you heard earlier, it does sound pretty good, pretty decent, especially for the price. It's pretty clacky and can definitely be a personal preference on which sound you'd like more, but when comparing it to something like the Jet 75 with the Kill God magnetic switches, not gonna lie, I kinda prefer those sounds a little bit more, just a little bit more compared to these. These sound still amazing. Like these guys aren't really rattly, but yeah, those space bars and stabilizers on something like the Jet 75 and the A68 is pretty good, impressive. This one's still pretty impressive, but yeah, again, slightly prefer those other ones. The cost of the change in sound might also be because of the floating design, like, you know, it's not enclosed, and as well as the new switches might be, who knows, but yeah, can totally be personal preference. Just sharing my opinions, not a big deal, and some might even prefer this, who knows. But okay, now let's go and talk about the price. Now you can get this keyboard for as low as around $57 with my discount code MIGSS and on the Lightning magnetic switches, which is the cheaper variation switches. But if you go for the Apollo magnetic switches, it's gonna cost you an additional $20, so it will be around $76 with my discount code MIGSS. The colors doesn't really change the price, so you can go for black, white, or this rose red. So yeah, I think I'd consider that pretty budget friendly. So with those prices, do I think it's worth it? Would I still recommend it? Well, yes, those are pretty good prices. You're actually getting a lot here for a pretty cheap price. Amazing performance, amazing features, extra buttons, extra features, amazing acoustics, amazing quality over here, amazing software as well. Pretty much all of the features you will be needing. This won't hold you back. So yeah, I would recommend it. I think it is worth it, especially if you like everything that you're seeing here, all of the things that I mentioned, and especially the layout. If you really like it, go for it. I'll be putting this keyboard first link in the description. That will be my affiliate link, so it would really support me a lot when you use that link when buying anything from MCHOSE or this keyboard. Also, please use my discount code MIGSS. It would really support me a lot and you will be able to get some discounts. It does work for the whole MCHOSE store as well. So yeah, I also want to give a little disclaimer that this keyboard is sent to me by MCHOSE, but that won't change my review. Everything that you've been hearing me say about this keyboard are all my honest opinions and review. But yeah, I pray and hope that this video helped you in some way. I'll go and see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to stay grateful and remember, Jesus loves you. Bye bye.